I wanted to talk today about some things I thought about over the past couple days. Um, I realized that there's some things that I've learned that I really need to tell some new nursing students that are just starting out now, so that hopefully it saves you some lessons, because I learned a few really important lessons, and I think that through my experience, if I tell you what I've learned, you'll definitely uh, hopefully save some time of learning hard lessons. So this is 5 things that I think a new nursing student needs to know. Number 1, you cannot do this alone. So I am somebody who, I can't say that I've ever felt like I 100% fit in. I've always felt a little left of center. And I've always had a hard time not making friends. I'm very friendly and bubbly, and people, I tend to have a lot of friends, but I can't say that I've ever felt like I completely fit in with somebody. Like, people don't necessarily share the interests that I share. So, going into nursing school, before I started, I didn't really have a lot of girlfriends. I didn't really have a lot of friends, to be honest. Like, I just moved to the Bronx a couple years before, and I moved to an area in the Bronx where a lot of people had grown up here, so everybody knew each other their whole lives. So I was kind of the new person in the area. Sorry, my hair. I was kind of a new person in the area. So for me, starting school, it was a little scary, not having friends, and a little intimidating. But I did meet one of my best friends, a really good friend of mine, at my community college when I was doing my prereqs, and then we transferred into my college that I'm in now, and I met like a huge group of girls, and we get along so well, and we help each other, and I've made such good friends. And I've learned through that experience that, no, you might not have a ton of things in common. Like, I have friends that have children. I don't have children. I have friends that have children. I have friends that are single. I have friends that are married, like me. And you might not have all these things in common, but what we do have in common is this ridiculously emotional, crappy roller coaster that we're on called nursing school. And since we all have that in common, it's a bond that we share, and only we understand each other. My husband doesn't get it. My other friends outside of school don't get it. But these girls get it. They totally understand what I'm going through. So I realized that I can't do this without them. And honestly, I don't know how anybody could. You could try to do it alone in school, and I don't know if you'll be as successful. I'm sure anybody can get through school by themselves. But I have to say that these girls have really just, I don't know, they've been my backbone through this. So, number 1, you can't do it alone. So don't try. Make friends. Be social. Form study groups. Don't do it by yourself. Number 2, I made a video about this a while ago. You have to make time for yourself that is non-nursing related, non-nursing school related, non-study related. You have to go make time for yourself. Go on a walk once a week. Go to the nail salon. Go, I don't know, anywhere that brings you joy. I don't know what brings you joy, but whatever does, you need to go and do that thing for literally 20 minutes, half hour, once a week if you can, because that is going to keep you sane. If you're somebody who likes to work out, go to the gym, listen to some really awesome music that gets you pumped up, and do that maybe right after your lecture. I've been doing that after my 6-hour lecture on Tuesdays, and it's been so helpful for me because I'm sitting in a 6-hour lecture. Being talked at for 6 hours is rough. So going there and putting on some really fun music and just doing my cardio for 20-30 minutes, it just relieves a lot of my stress. So make time for yourself, non-nursing school related. Number 3, this is so important, and I didn't learn it until now. I tried every semester, but I didn't keep up with it, and that is read ahead. Always read ahead. Nursing teachers will tell you, guys, you need to read ahead. I want you to come in prepared for the lecture. And it's true. Reading ahead is going to change the way you go through school exponentially. Every time I read ahead, I go into my lectures confident. I completely feel like I'm with it and I'm on the same page as the teacher. I don't feel lost. So reading ahead has been so essential for me. Okay, that was number 3. So number 1, you can't do it alone. Number 2, make time for yourself, non-nursing related. Number 3, read your textbooks ahead. And number 4, I learned that getting a job, if you're somebody that works, getting a job as an aide or a PCT is literally like one of the best things I ever did, and I highly suggest it for anybody going into nursing. Maybe wait until your last 2 semesters of school, but it's taught me so much, so much. I feel like I'm so far ahead than I would have been if I just would have stayed bartending. So getting an aide or a PCT job is one of the best ideas, and I'm so glad I did it. I'll do a whole other separate video on the things I learned about that and why I think it's so important, but I do think it's really important. And the last thing, number 5, keep your eyes on the big picture. Don't just stay focused with your blinders on all the problems that are happening right now and all the stress of right now. You need to think, okay, this is only a certain little blip, a small blip out of my life, and it's not going to take up a ton of time. It's going to be a couple years, 4 years. For me, it was 5 years. It's half a decade. It's a good amount of time, but in the scheme of things, it's not that bad. It's not that big, and try to maintain that through school. If you do that, then you can have a positive attitude, and it makes every day a little bit easier to get through. So, number 1, you can't do it alone. Number 2, make time for yourself, non-nursing school related. Number 3, read ahead. Number 4, getting an aide or PCT job is such a great idea, and I suggest everybody do it. And number 5, keep your eyes on the prize and the big picture. All right, well, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope this advice helped you. Comment below any questions you have. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.